Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Mindset Coach.
I'm Sandra Priestley. I'm a business and branding coach. Welcome to the podcast. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Oh my gosh.
What a week.
I'm so excited to talk about this because I had the most wild week ever.
Mhm.
And because of that, I'm drinking water out of my cool branded David's tea mug. I love like
I
these
love
colors,
it.
pink and orangey. So I am drinking water
Nice.
from a straw,
From a straw, not even out of a can.
not out of a can, just out of a straw. But
Not,
it's important to stay hydrated. And I feel
yes.
like I had too many crumble cookies
Ah,
and not enough water this week while I was traveling. So
gallivanting around.
I was crumble cookie. I think I feel like it might have like it just opened in Edmonton a month ago, and I feel like
Mhm.
it's the first one in Canada. I could be wrong. It might have been the second, but it's the first one I've ever been to. And we've
Yeah,
waited in line.
they get delivered to the office quite a bit. The girls love them. I have never indulged. I have smelled them and I have looked at them and they are beautiful.
Massive.
But they're
They're the things of my hate.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the boxes are so pretty. And it
Mhm.
was like
It's an experience.
there was a lot of people working to make these cookies and bring them out warm, and
Hmm.
they were amazing. But to be honest, I don't even like cookies. But yet I tried a little bit of every single one of them.
Were they good?
Anyway, but I've had too much eating out, and we had amazing food this week, like amazing pho from this great restaurant, and the crumble cookies, and we had an amazing Mexican meal, but all of that is like way too much salt, way too much sugar.
Oh,
I need some water.
okay. I have to ask, is
Yeah.
Mexican food really good in Canada?
Oh, this was, yes. It was from this place called Julio's Barrio,
Okay.
and it just tastes like Mexico. It was just good. So
Okay.
good.
When I come visit, we will go there because
Okay.
I want to see if y'all
If,
can do Mexican food right.
okay. Yeah, it doesn't all taste like taco time up here, you know? Like, do you have taco time? Like really like Mexi fries, like those little potato things. Yeah, it's not fast food. Like it was like the refried beans and
Like
the big huge
authentic.
burritos and yeah,
Do
yeah.
they serve rice or potatoes as the side?
Oh, well, I've only had rice.
Okay. Well, some of the authentic restaurants will do potatoes, and I love those restaurants, but they're not, you don't find them often. So,
Oh,
okay.
cool. Okay.
So today,
That's it.
I am drinking. It is a Bloody Mary, but it's not really a Bloody Mary. It's got whiskey in it. It's got habanero whiskey in it.
With clamato juice or tomato
Oh,
juice?
tomato juice. And I wish she had sent me the recipe. Paul made it for me.
And
Uh,
is it good?
spicy pickle, huh?
Is it good? Because that doesn't
I
sound
don't
good.
know. I have not.
Okay. All right,
This
Paul.
might be funny. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Wow.
is
No,
it
it's
good?
good.
Because I think I would spit it out.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, it's really, really good.
Well, you know what? Paul has never let us down so far.
No, he has once,
Oh, really?
but he handed it to me before we started recording. And I was
Oh,
like, nope. It
no.
was that tequila made by Jesse and Hank. No, Jesse and Walter. How did I mix that name up?
Okay.
From Breaking Bad. They came out with tequila, but it's not really tequila, it's something else, but it's
Okay.
like tequila. and he
Okay.
made me a drink with it, and it was so awful. I was like, yeah, I can't drink this. So I
Oh,
switched before we started
all
recording.
right. So now you just dimed him out because I thought he was batting 1,000, but he's not. All right.
Nope.
Gonna redeem
So
himself now with
I
this
know, but I think he did with this drink because it's
bizarre.
really good. Yeah, it's been a fun, relaxing day where, we've been doing stuff around the house and
Nice.
wrapping up the week, and we played a game of pool right before we started.
I love those days. I
It's
spent the
like, let's
day.
just get into the vortex. And he's like, I'm going to make you this drink. And I was like,
Oh,
okay,
all right
we're
then.
both
Cool.
home. It's time to record. Like, go for it.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
what are we going to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about the solar eclipse that just happened. And
Okay.
I I mean, I'm interested in astrology, but I'm not the person that knows like every single time it's a full moon. Like when I worked in the bar,
You
yes,
could
I knew it was
tell.
full moon just because people are fucking crazy. But and I would say, is it a full moon today? Yes. Okay, we know. Or with kids, because the kids get a little antsy. All of us do. But for some reason, I was just getting lost in the scroll on Facebook, and I saw this Alex Miles post
Mhm.
about the solar eclipse. And I thought, oh, what the hell? Okay. So I read it, and the solar eclipse was on April the 19th. So
Okay.
I don't know, a while back, like a week ago from the time we're recording this. And so it was April 19th and 20th, 2023. And she says, this solar eclipse is a cosmic wild card. It will bring unpredictable and unexpected events and transformation that could temporarily feel chaotic and uncertain. Expect chance encounters, plot twists, magical possibilities, and magnificent opportunities far beyond the imagination. Be prepared for an abrupt reset, rebirth, and reboot. This energy is forcing us to heal and gain closure. It is uprooting the weeds and destroying worn out bridges, ensuring that we never return to the harmful dynamics that brought out our worst qualities or made us feel inferior, low, and unworthy. Regardless how dramatic this energy shift may feel, it is in full alignment with our highest good and will bring miraculous outcomes. Energy is going to remain intense until at least April 23rd. Trust the process and stay hydrated and grounded. Thus, why I'm drinking water.
Well,
But
I guess I got some water over here. I guess I should.
okay, but really, like a reset, a rebirth, and a reboot, and it was uprooting the weeds and destroying worn out bridges. Like I felt all of that
Mhm.
in the wildest of ways. This has
Mhm.
been like probably the most intense week that I have felt in a very long time in all facets. It was like I said to my husband, he managed to make it through no problem, I think. But I was traveling and he was at home. And I said to him, it is like every single deep fear that I have, like the big fears, the big feelings, the big emotions, every single one that I have, I felt so intensely and more fearful than I thought I was. Like
Interesting.
yes, and I felt like I said to someone just a few days ago, it was like if I was scared of snakes, someone just ran up to me, stranger runs up to me and throws a whole fucking box in my face. Like that is how intense it felt when it did hit me. And it was probably a good 4 or 5 different things that I was fearful of. Like one of them was just so wild. I was going for an appointment with my daughter. She was doing laser treatment on my underarms.
Mhm.
Cool. And a facial. And so I went to go to this appointment and she said, oh, did you hear this person was just diagnosed with breast cancer?
Your
And
daughter says this?
yeah, to me.
Okay.
And I was going to my mammogram and ultrasound. I go every 6 months. So I was going like within 2 hours, and I started to cry. Like, and I don't typically cry a lot, but I just start like just pour out of my face. And she says to me, "Oh, I'm sorry. Are you scared of your appointment?" Now, what was in my mind was no, not at all. It's always routine. Even if it was something bad, I go every 6 months. We're going to catch it like at stage 0, like I'm good. I know I'm good. And what flew out of my mouth is, yes, I am. and and I mean, I feel like even if I was scared, I wouldn't want to tell my daughter, my young daughter, that I was, but it flew out of my mouth. And then the tears. And that was just one of them. And it was so interesting because I feel as though, even though I felt all of those emotions so deeply,
Mhm.
I came through like a rock star. Like I felt them intensely, and I was able to go, I'm feeling this to heal this.
Mm.
These intense emotions are just clearing the way for something beautiful to happen, something magical to happen,
Yeah.
something like magical possibilities and opportunities. And it's a
Well, and it's to
real,
get you to that
like, it's
next
good.
place.
Yes. And so I was able to do that. I was so proud of myself. I mean,
Mhm.
really,
Mhm.
because I was able to feel it and not numb it, but I wasn't going to feed it and rub my face in it either.
Yeah.
And what I found was interesting was a few of my friends had come and said, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And I apparently I took a truth serum too with this solar eclipse, because I'm like, fuck, things are shitty right now actually, but it's a solar eclipse. I'm feeling all these emotions. I'm crying all the time, but I'm going to be okay. Like, it's wild, this feeling. And
Mhm.
right away, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Don't be sorry. This is magical." And I guess I kind of led them to it, but it was like, I was so acutely aware of the fact that I was so good sitting in my shit. Like, I was so good,
Yeah.
happy, feeling this to release it. And also at the same time, how we as humans we are often uncomfortable with someone else sitting in it,
Mm. Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
we're
As though
quick
it's
to
bad.
heal as though it's bad. We're
Yeah.
quick to heal it. We're quick to jump in and go, "It's going to be fine. Don't worry." Or we're quick to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, let me give you a pillow and
Yeah, and a
back."
blanket so you can stay here a little while longer.
You don't need to worry. Don't need to get up. Like, miss your appointment. It's okay.
Lay in it.
It's, yeah, it's like one or the other, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just I felt like the most powerful rock star
Yeah. Yeah.
alive, because it just kept coming. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like one thing after another thing after another thing. My poor
Uh-huh.
husband, I called him probably 10 times on the worst day, which was Thursday.
Mhm.
Um and but he did so well because he let me sit in it. Like, he didn't come to my rescue, and he didn't justify my feelings, other than
Yeah.
he would say, "It's been a lot, Sandra, and you get to feel this," kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But wow, what a I don't know, what an amazing week, really. And I'm feeling like today, on the 23rd, it's supposed to be um like sort of settling down. And I just feel as though the most magical things have happened. I've had the most beautiful moments with my kids. I've had the most beautiful opportunities with my friends over like that I've just talking to over Vox
Sure.
or clients or whatever, Facebook. And it's like, I don't know. Last week you said, "I'm celebrating whatever's coming." And
Mhm.
that's how this feels for me.
Yeah. Now
Just
imagine if you were looking at what was going wrong and that's
Oh,
all you were looking at,
oh
it would
yeah.
not feel
I
so
still be,
badass.
no, I said something, I said to someone the other day, like I've never felt this intense. I'm surprised I'm not rocking in the corner, but I'm like powering through it in the most amazing way. But if
Not
I
ignoring it.
not ignoring it, because I think that doesn't help. It's just
Yeah.
like minimizing the tab on our computer. It's still
Right.
fucking there.
Yeah.
But acknowledging it and acknowledging it as though it was a gift for me,
Mhm.
and something amazing was around the corner. It was like I could feel where I was, but I also was very hyper aware of where I was going
Yeah.
and the gifts that would come. And I think that helped me move through it a little bit
Mhm.
faster. And
Always does.
I feel like I've done so much mindset work on myself, for myself and with clients, that I actually thought I was pretty good at it. But this week was the most intense that I've ever
Mhm.
managed through.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, yeah, where's my crown? Like, it just felt amazing. Like,
Yeah.
it felt amazing.
Well,
So,
it's so interesting because I had a really long, I mean, I had a good week, lots of amazing things going on, but it felt like every day was like a year.
yeah.
And I kept going, when is this week going to be over with? I had no idea about this eclipse thing, but I
Oh,
know that I did have intense emotions pop
yeah.
up
Hmm.
that I would look at and go, wow, this is an interesting thought you were choosing to think
Yeah.
right now, or an
Hmm.
interesting memory that you were choosing to like pull into your vortex right now. Um,
Right.
and I kept thinking, what are you trying to heal? Because there's no
Mm,
reason for you to be looking at any of these things for any other reason than healing in
yeah.
them within yourself.
Yeah.
So maybe you've got
I
some
agree.
healing that needs to be done. And I
Yeah.
didn't give it too much attention. I would think about it, I would let it go. But that was sort of kind of going on in the background is you're
Hmm.
healing and letting go and healing and letting go.
Yeah.
And on that note, I joined a group, like a mastermind group that meets weekly. And
Okay.
my intention, well, my intention was to start it, but every time I went to the pay button, something was like, not yet, not yet.
Mm.
So I'm like, okay, don't force it. So I'm cleaning the house, I'm sweeping, and I swear I've told you this story before, but you say no.
No.
You're like, no. But so I'm
Yeah.
sweeping around this little cabinet that we have up the front of the, like by the front door, because I can't get these little cobwebs out from underneath it. And the only way I can get to them is to move the cabinet from away from the wall. So then I
Okay.
go behind it and I'm sweeping and getting under it. And I notice a basket of books. Well, and I should probably back up. It was my understanding that this group I'm joining was reading um, Think and Grow Rich. And I'm like, I have that book. I don't know where that book is. I haven't seen it in a while, but I know I have it. And I've kind of looked in bookcases and stuff where I keep my books. Didn't see it, but I'm like, it'll pop up. So, what is in the basket that I'm cleaning except Think and Grow Rich? So I was like, wow. Um, Immediately went, hit the button, join the class. But when I got to the day we were supposed to do it, and I looked at my schedule, I had booked someone in that time because I didn't have it yet blocked off of my schedule.
Calendar. Right.
So they send me an email and tell me, okay, Think and Grow Rich is a part of what they're reading, but what they're reading is the Prosperity Bible. I don't know if you can tell how big this thing
Like,
is.
how many pages is it? It looks like 30,000.
It's like
I would just start, that would make me rock and cry in the corner. I I
1,272.
1,272 pages.
1,272. So
Like, yeah, nope, That, like,
this,
I would just hit not pay now, the X.
relax,
Get the hell out.
cancel,
No.
cancel.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about this book is it's Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich, The Game of Life and How to Play It.
It's like a whole bunch of books in one book.
A whole bunch of books. The Master
Oh,
Key System.
I would be overwhelmed.
And I have The
Size
Art
of it.
of Money Getting, The Secret of the Ages. It's a whole bunch of books. And a lot of these books I have read.
Okay.
But when I'm flipping through it and I'm just picking out a passage and I start reading it, I'm like, oh my God, everything's gold in here.
Wow.
You don't have to have a specific, like, I want to read this. You can just open it up and point your finger and start reading and have your mind blown.
Cool.
But I'm still going to go through the whole thing. But it made me really look at my thoughts about everything this week because things would come up and I would feel certain ways. And I'm like, is this to heal? Is this? And then it's like, okay, what are you focused on right now? Kind of like you can't look at the problem and see the solution. You're either looking for the solution or you're looking at the problem.
I feel as though this concept is just, well, a Leigh thing. I mean, I feel like it's just because you resonate with that. You can't be badass and fearful at the same time. You can't be badass and negative at the same time, right? Like you really resonated with that when I said that. And also, it's the yin and the yang of it all.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like the yin and yang. It's completely opposite, but like you can't have like be in that positive energy and be thinking anything negative. Like it just
Yeah.
doesn't work.
One of my kids was talking to me this week about some things they're afraid of. And I'm like, you can't look at that and look at the solution. Like
Yeah.
you can take all that information and make it your truth and then say, I guess I'll fail. Because according to all this data I've collected, yeah, you're not going to do this. And you can look at that or you can fucking go do it. And even if you don't achieve it, let's say you fall short. If your intention was to do your best, it's just leading you to the next best. Like it's just a direction. So take the emotion out of it and set your sights on what you want and go after them and watch what happens.
You know, it's so funny. Just as you're talking about this, I was talking to a friend of mine and she was saying her son was doing the combine and he had to run the 40-yard and she said his form doesn't seem right and I don't know why. Like I don't know what's off. I'm going to send you the video of it and tell me what you think. And so what was interesting was his form was kind of crouched over and facing the ground right in front of him. And so, of course, you're going to be slower doing that because you're not faced up. Your posture isn't straight up and looking to where you're going. Instead, he was kind of rounded over and looking to where he was. And so even though he was propelling forward, he would be much slower because he's looking at what is.
Yeah.
There's probably so many examples of that, but like, yeah, it's so true because and the same with all of my teary moments, I made it through that going, okay, this sucks. And I am moving through it. I'm feeling it to healing it or I'm feeling it to heal it. And this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
So I feel like crap right now, but this is where I'm going. And when we can do that, like it propels us out of the 7 negative.
Yeah.
Even though I was crying, it was a release. It
Yeah.
wasn't,
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling both, you know, I was like
Mhm.
feeling the release and then going, okay, but I'm going to propel forward.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not getting stuck here.
right.
What is this here to teach me and help me heal?
Absolutely.
And
Like
when we can
it was so
approach
exciting.
Oh yeah, but when we can approach life like that instead of looking at the things that pop up is, "Oh my god, my hair is on fire. Everything is going wrong.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?" And then going this worst case scenario route instead
Right.
of realizing it's just something that needs to be fixed.
Mm. Mhm.
Last weekend, Paul and I were doing some stuff around the house, and I'm in here getting ready to mop. And there was did I tell this story?
No.
Okay. There was a little piece that was loose on our floor, like a transition piece from our
Okay.
wood to our
Yep.
tile. So I
Yep.
asked him, I'm like, can you get that glued back down for me? Because it's popping up and someone's going to trip. And he's like, okay. So he starts working on that. And then he's like, I've got to go out to the garage to get um, a tool, but the garage door wouldn't open.
Oh gosh.
And he's trying to figure it out. And like the button won't work, the remote won't work. So he figures it out, gets the garage door working. Um, then the laundry room floods.
Goodness.
Now, we were home. It was the middle of the day. I
Mhm.
didn't set it and leave the house, which will happen some mornings where
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to throw these in now. When I get back at lunch, I'll throw them in the dryer. We were home to see the water, to go, danger, danger, something's wrong. Well, the hose had popped up off the back of the washer.
Oh my gosh.
And so we got it in our laundry room's kind of tight. So we had to move some stuff around so we could get back there. It all worked out fine. There was no cussing. There was no frustration. It was weird the way we were handling it because it was like, oh, well, we're here. We can fix it. Like
Right.
it didn't flood the house. Like, hallelujah. How cool is that? We're always in the right place at the right time.
Mhm.
But it was all of these delays. The floor finally got fixed and then mopped.
Mhm.
But when things pop up, we can make them mean all the things we want them to mean. And we can roll around in the shit.
Mhm.
Or we can just take them and fix them and be like, wow, that worked out really well.
Yes.
And we get to decide.
That's what I was gonna say. We get to choose.
Yeah.
We get to choose. And you could have just as easily just rolled around in it, both of you.
Oh,
What
yeah.
the hell? This is crap. This is coming
I
up.
can't
Someone's gonna
do
hurt
this.
themselves. And
Uh
oh
huh.
my gosh, what's wrong with we're gonna have to pay to get this garage door fixed. And now the washing machine, my life sucks.
Yeah.
What else is next?
Yeah.
And I love that feeling of things going wrong ish, right? Like
Yeah.
things
Ish.
things going wrong ish and handling it like a rock star.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
And choosing not to roll our faces in it, like choosing not
Mhm.
to just like dive down this rabbit hole of despair and why is everything
Yes.
happening to me, and just going, wow, why did this happen for us?
Yeah.
Like maybe it happened for you because it was it could have easily happened for you the next morning, but you wouldn't have been home.
And that was the first thing that came through my mind was this was a blessing.
Yes,
Like that was
absolutely.
nothing short of a blessing. But when we
Mhm.
start looking at our life like that every day and stop getting so upset about stupid shit that doesn't matter,
Really
you
true.
know, because the time we waste, because
Mhm.
we didn't seem to miss a beat with that day. And we were kind of laughing at ourselves like, wow,
Yeah.
this isn't even a thing. Like all this shit's going wrong. And we're just like, well, how do we fix it? Like we were solution oriented.
Yeah.
And so we weren't even annoyed with each other. Cause you know, sometimes when the shit hits the fan and you start picking and
Yeah.
It was like, how do we do this? What do we need to do?
Yeah.
What do you need? So
Yeah.
now we just
I
need to do that every day.
I was listening to Matthew McConaughey the other day. It was just like a little clip, and he just seems so chill. I just
Yeah.
really like that about him. I
Yeah.
mean, who knows? It's not like I live next door to him, but he said that he was sending his son off to camp, and he said to his son, "So what do you want out of this?" Which I thought is a
Heard this.
brilliant question. Like,
Yeah.
really, this is why I love this man. And he said, "So what do you want out of this?" And he said, "I want to meet new people and do cool things."
Mhm.
Totally a McConaughey thing to say. And
Yeah.
he said, and I thought, well, that's all you need.
Yeah.
I want to meet new
Yeah.
people and do cool things. And instantly I thought, wow, life is like that. Meet new people, do cool things. And
That's
we
it.
spend so much time worrying about, what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? I screwed that up. I said this thing. And what if that's, and how is this, what is this going to mean? Like, really, what if we just focused on meet new people, do cool things?
That's it. Yeah.
That's the answer.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to leave it.
That's where we're going to leave it.
I think
Okay.
that's all that needs to be said.
I agree.
This went quick.
It did, but it was fun.
It was so super fun. Thank you, Sandra. I hope you have a great week. And thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.
Bye.